with some Josh Johnson. My name is Randy Suarez, aka Silva. Today back here with another amazing reaction. Like I said, we're back with some more Josh Johnson. Australian fruit is flexing on America? What? What's going on in Australia again? Their fruit? I thought they're only scary animals is the ones who've been flexing on, not their produce. So I am very curious. So y'all like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Josh Johnson. I will leave the original link to this video down below so you can watch it uninterrupted. Also link on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow me on those social platforms. Also link to the Discord. Come join into the Crow's Nest. Talk to myself. Have a jolly good time. Also link to the Cashappp affiliation to donate. Whatever you want to donate is fine. Don't this one as well. Since thanks. But by donating, like, comment, subscribe, sharing, and good stuff, I air show your support. Let's know your art direction content. Rock with the channel and rock with your boy. And grab your snacks. This is gonna be a long one. It's an hour plus. So let go.
It is so wonderful to be here. Thank y'all so much for having me, and Happy New Year. You know, it's you're doing another New Year. It's funny. Okay, it's hard to know who to say Happy New Year to, because some people already seem like they're not having a great one.
True. That's true.
Yeah, like you'll see somebody and be like, I'm gonna let this one go.
Yeah.
Being here for New Year's was great. I went with my girlfriend and some friends, and we had a great time. And then it was midnight, and so a little while after midnight, about like 12:03. I don't know if you can tell from looking at me, but I'm not like fun. So
I'm not fun.
3 minutes after midnight, I was like, oh, okay, I think I'm gonna go home. And so I started walking home. And one of the wildest things about a new year is that it sneaks up on you in a way that you would think stops happening. As you get older, you're like, you're not gonna get me this time. I'm gonna be ready for you. And then it's over. And there's a whole nother year. And there's things you wish you could leave behind in the new. You didn't have time to like fix who you were for the new year.
Way I understand that, because look, last year, the beginning of last year was really rough. If y'all have known me, have you been on my channel for long enough, I got injured. I injured my right hand, fractured it. Y'all saw the photos. If you're not, well, just go way back. Okay, I made a video about it and everything. And but prior to that, it snowed because I live in Houston, Texas. And it snowed. It was a white winter wonderland.
Whenever they say like New Year, New Me, that it's two sides of that coin. Mm-hmm. It's a new year. The year did its part. Now you have to be a new person. There's so many things you wish you could leave behind. Like, it would be great if a new year meant there were just no more bad habits. Like the bad habits melted off. They were like 2025 things. And now in 2026, you just don't even think to do those things anymore. That's not one of your habits at all. I was walking back to the Airbnb, and I saw this guy crossing paths with me. And I was, in my head, I was like, maybe I should say Happy New Year. The year's 5 minutes old. I was even about to say it, but as I'm passing this guy, as we cross paths, I just hear this guy to himself go, no, 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 no.
You sound like he's already having a rough New Year.
And holding his stomach so tight. No, 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 no.
Oh.
And I knew he wished he could have left it in 2025. I've been having a great time eating here, because y'all forget, y'all take for granted. I don't even know everyone in here, but I know what I'm saying is true. You take for granted that your food is food.
Here's the thing, and based on the stuff that I have seen, based on YouTube, Instagram, and all other things, I do have to say, y'all food is food. And here's even... I miss when food is food, personally, and even in the grocery stores when they sell you stuff, food is food. I I do have to say that we are having an issue with processed food. People love processed food, including myself per se. But at the same time, I always tell people this: there's nothing like a home cooked meal. It's the reason why sometimes when I do cook, I meal prep as well, and I make, as just some of y'all know, I made spaghetti. So yeah, the other day,
And like,
very,
your food is food. I live in the U.S. I live in America, where the food is food shaped. One thing I will say for the food in America, it will always be the shape of food that you're expecting. And we've come out with new shapes. We have new shapes for food. You want chicken. Let's have some chicken. Great, we've made a chicken nugget for you. Okay, I'm still familiar with those. Will it be like a little clump of meat with some breading around it, grilled up, or will it be deep fried, nice and delicious? No, this one will look like a dinosaur.
Hey, nothing wrong with the dino nuggies, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Is it dinosaur meat? No, it's chicken. Or at least we say it's chicken, but it's dinosaur-shaped meat. All the food will be the right shape it's supposed to be, in the shape of the food that you think you're buying. But when you eat it, you're like, you got me. This isn't food. We literally have a show where we shape all manner of things and ask the question, is this cake? That should give you an indication of what the food is like. All the food here is like food. And don't get me wrong, you have your junk food. You do.
Yeah.
You have plenty of your own junk food, and that's very cute, okay?
That's very damn.
I've had this conversation, I've even had this argument with plenty of Australians, and they'll be like, no, we have our unhealthy food. I'm like, no, that's not what I said. That's not what I was talking about. You have your junk food, which is it's a fascinating attempt at junk food. But that's like telling an American that you also have junk food is like meeting LeBron and being like, I play too. Like,
I play too. I mean, yeah.
You can't even begin to understand the...
Yeah, here's the thing. I will also say this. Even our junk food is a lot more weirdly unhealthy. And it's coming for a guy who is big. And as a person who has not been eating ice cream for 4 months, I have not been craving it. I've recently been craving it now, but not in like craving like, I don't mind like a cup of ice cream or something like that. It's some stuff.
Levels of junk food we have reached. We are the king. And not to come over here and tell you that America's better at something and be a real American about it, but like we are very good at junk food. We're so good, we're dying. We're dying in droves.
I mean,
we can't stop dying, but we also can't stop eating because we went in the lab and we were like, they won't be able to say no to this concoction. Your food is like food. That's crazy. Full food, like it has, like you can feel nutrients hitting. You can feel okay. Look.
All right, Josh.
I know this is a bad example, but you know, like when somebody does drugs on TV, and then because they don't have enough time to show what actual drug use looks like, or maybe they don't want to, they make it look like drugs happen like that, like immediately. Like someone does the drug, and then they're like, ugh, like it's. Okay, that is what your food is like. When I'm eating it, I'm like, that is what wow. I had like steak here. I had steak. And I felt like, after I ate the steak, I felt like I could fight.
Hey, I need to try some of that steak then. If it makes me want to fight, makes me feel like I can fight, oh, I need some of that.
Not as in I was angry. I felt like I knew how. Because so much protein had gone into my body. And like actual protein, not the protein that we put out, because in the U.S. we have lots of protein. We love making everything protein packed. Protein will make up for how much sugar we also put in the thing. So then we'll have protein on protein on protein. So if you eat this, that's all your protein for the day. And you want to be big and strong, don't you? And then you eat that protein, and then they'll make a commercial a couple months later with like, hey, did you eat this protein? We're so sorry. That was poison. That was like actual rat poison that we put in there. It was the same color as our protein mix, and so you understand how mistakes get made. But here, I was eating, wow, whoa. In the U.S., we have foods that you don't have here that are like junk food, but we also have flavors that y'all don't have here because you have like laws out of self-respect, and so
I mean, yeah.
The law here, it'll be against the law to bring that flavor here. Someone, and I don't even know if they're here, then congratulations to you, more power to you. But I imagine they're not even here. Someone from a long time ago was like tasting things from other places, and then they were like, that's good. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's great. Yeah, bring that. And then they had some flavors from the U.S. and they must have died. They must have promptly died because you don't have those flavors here, and they're like illegal to bring here. But we love them in the U.S. A child's favorite flavor won't even be a flavor that you're thinking of. You'll think of something like spice. You might even think of a seasoning. Like, oh, paprika. A little bit of pepper. Oh, this is so good. No, I'm not. You're talking about like seasoning from food. You're used to food. It's not what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about flavors that you could never imagine because they don't exist in nature, because they're not real. Use your imagination. I'm talking about flavors that don't make any sense. You will talk to a child in the U.S. and their favorite flavor is blue.
Hey. The reason why it's funny, because the thing is, that's one, so much of a child thing to say. Two, again, it's one of those things like, hey, what's your favorite Kool-Aid? Purple or red? Not fruit punch or grape. Purple or red.
I don't mean blueberry. I don't
The
mean
color
the
blue.
natural, the hot pink but blue color that's usually just on posters for movies. That will be the color of a food, and that color has a flavor, and that will be that child's favorite flavor because they've never been introduced to food. And then, as someone from the U.S., as an American, you travel, and you find out that we have this horrible reputation for being like loud and boisterous, dumb stuff.
It does not help that people who travel outside of the U.S., not most, but some, are loud and boisterous. And makes the rest of us look bad. When you're supposed to show respect, and they try to disguise that as frustration or, and I quote, just kidding.
And everyone, I don't care where you're from, everyone has at least some shred of national pride where they want to be like, no, we are not. I am not the worst of us that you may have met, right? Everyone has that thing. And so you're inclined, when you hear these rumors about the U.S., you're inclined to be like, no, I read all the time. I read, and I'm perfectly easy to get along with and everything. What would make you think that we're what would make you think that we're this way? And then they'll tell you a story that once you hear it, you can tell that they're telling the truth. They'll tell you a story that breaks your heart a little bit. They'll tell you about meeting like a nice American family that actually were, well-behaved, perfectly pleasant people, but they seemed a bit dumb. And you're like, why are you judging them? That's a prejudice that you think they're dumb. And then they'll tell you, oh, well, we had a conversation and, the mom and the dad were perfectly nice people, but then we turned and, child was trying to get his mom's attention, and we said hello, and he said hello, and then, they were talking. And the kid was looking up and saying, Mommy, can I have something? And then we asked the kid, oh, yes, what would you like? What's your favorite? And the child was like, my favorite flavor is blue.
That's the blue one. And here's the thing, I can't deny it because I think we all have said it at least several times of a favorite color. Flavor color.
And as soon as you hear that, you're like, yep, that definitely happened. That 100% happened. We make attempts at food. We still have the fruits and vegetables for sale in the U.S. They're there. You can buy, if you went, you could buy them. You would see them there. And you would even think, oh, this is just, you would walk in to a grocery store and you'd be like, this is just like a Kohl's. Look, it's basically a Woolworths. And then you'll bring the produce home and you'll eat it because they can't fool you forever. And you'll take a bite of like a blueberry. I remember when I had my first blueberry of this trip and my first blueberry in Australia, period. Because I've been several times now. And I had my first blueberry and I was like, wow, whoa. It makes you want to strangle someone for keeping the secret of blueberries from you.
It's like, come here. Why you didn't tell me this? So why you didn't tell me?
Everybody walk around all nonchalant, smiling, acting like the blueberries here aren't good. I see you keeping secrets. You thought you could get it past me? I had a blueberry here and I was like, jeez. What is, oh, wow.
Nice.
Did that thing where you don't want the food to be over. I did that weird thing where, I bought several blueberries. I didn't buy just one blueberry. So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know why I was like Oliver twisting it, but like it bought this blueberry and then I was just, I was scared to have another one. Because I was like, what if that was the best blueberry? What if that one was the best though? And then the next one is going to taste like the ones I'm used to. And I had another one, and the other one was crispier. It was tighter. It was like
tighter. Really bad.
Because this is the thing. This is what's crazy that you take for granted. Y'all put your produce out when it's like ready. Don't let the U.S., anyone in the U.S. but me, I'm the only one your secret is safe with. Don't let them come over here and find out that you put out the avocado when it's ready. That's not what's happening in the U.S. I'll tell you about it in a second. But the blueberry, it was tight. It fought me a little. I put blueberry in my mouth and tried to start chewing. Blueberry over here being coy. It was like,
So what you doing?
No. What are you doing?
Being bashful.
Okay. That's not what's happening. In the U.S., you have a blueberry, and it is blueberry shaped. They play a mean game. It's blueberry shaped. It's even, you pick it up, it's even blueberry weight, and then you pop it in your mouth and you start chewing, and you're like, this is a nipple. There's no way.
Oh, okay. All right.
That it has no give to it. I'm still chewing. This is crazy.
So this is a nipple.
The avocados here, the fact that you could buy it and say you could eat it that day. You could not. You could save a day. In the U.S., we do a thing with our avocados where we put them out as if they're gonna be food. And then it's a lottery that you can't possibly win of which avocado will be a ripe avocado. Because there are some avocados where you feel it and you're like, okay. And then there's the little test you can do. Like, oh, if you press, just give it a little bit of push with your thumb. And if it pushes too easy, it's a little bit overripe. And if it has no push, then you might as well give it a year. I've had a couple of avocados here where I can admit they were a little tough, but still they were like ready. It was like they were put out with some sort of care. But the avocados in the U.S., you buy one and you're like, I like to gamble. Let's play. And then you bring it home and one of two things happens. Either you cut it with a knife and you open it up, and you know how it has the seed in the middle. It will all be as hard as the seed, the whole seed. In fact, the first time I bought avocado in the U.S., I was like, I was living on my own, and there were a bunch of foods and a bunch of produce that I had never tried until I was out on my own, right? And so I remember buying an avocado and bringing it back and trying to cut into this avocado. You would think I was cutting the kitchen counter because it not only did it have like no give to it, but by the time I was done, I had actually cut through the whole avocado because the whole avocado was as tough as the seed. Or the second thing will happen. The second thing, which is you bring the avocado home, you put it on the counter, and it disintegrates in front of you. It gets so soft in front of you that you go to cut it, and it's like, no need, and it opens up. And you see a tiny demon's face. A little whisper of vapor goes up. And you lost. No, never take for granted the food that you have. This is real food. Like I couldn't understand. I can understand being vegan in the U.S. because you probably should.
In the weirdest way, yeah.
Like I can understand being vegan in the U.S. because like being vegan in the U.S. is like a self-preservation because they're telling you. Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, we've actually loosened a bunch of regulations around what we can feed the animal. So, for instance, in the U.S., there are some pigs that are straight up fed sawdust to stretch the food that they are fed. So it's like sawdust, they cut it with whatever they're feeding them. So then when you eat it, you're like, oh, there's no wonder it tastes like splinters, you know?
No wonder it tastes like splinters. Okay. And here's the thing. I heard that rumor as well. And I heard that as a rumor. To find out that when it was, that is true, it's kind of messed up. I mean, you understand, but at the same time, yeah, it's pretty messed up.
And here, y'all are like, oh, no, we should eat quality meat. And that quality meat, I have not been to a farm in Australia, but I've passed a couple, and it looks like a good life. I feel like it'd be very hard to be vegan here because you're eating good meat. This is very good meat, but all this meat has a story. Every burger could have its own like Babe trilogy. You know what I mean?
Facts, really.
That's what happens when you eat good meat and it's treated well. It tastes good because it was good. That was a good dude.
And that's the reason why I probably will say, when it comes to steak in general, it's especially if it's like with me overseas, my version of overseas, like Australia, Japan, and all that stuff. It's way different than here. Way different, and the point that when you see reviews like Mikey Chen, people who travel overseas in general, trying these different foods like with Booga and everything, you see that when they try them, like especially when it comes to steak in general, it's far different from here.
He was courageous. He was good to his friends and everything. That's why meat's so supple, you know. In America, you're like, no, I could tell this meat also, it not only did it have a hard life, but it probably wasn't a good person either. Like, this is...
Like, this...
You can tell this chicken was racist or whatever. I mean, like...
Well, yeah, I was about to go
something.
Say
Even the animals has been an adjustment. I'm sure so many people come and visit and talk to you about, like, oh, your animals... It's all terrifying. How do you do it? How do you get by with the fact that, like, everything can kill you? Y'all just don't care, you know? And it is weird what is after you here. You know?
It is.
Like,
hey, man. I watch more power videos. There's some stuff.
I saw a spider here.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, man. If a spider is the size of a face hugger, man, you think some of us will pass right the frick out?
I saw a spider, and it's crazy. This is backwards, by the way. Every science book in the U.S. ever, or fairy tale I've read, goes the opposite of how it goes here. Because y'all's biggest spider that has, like, personality. Your biggest spider that's over here just floating in front of you. And legs open. I don't know if this actually happened or if it happened out of fear in my head that I was filling in the blanks and stuff like that, but I could swear I heard it. It was in front of me like...
Like, how's it going there, mate?
Yeah, I mean, like, it had a chuckle like an uncle. Yeah. That one you don't need to worry about. Y'all will walk up to that one, let it crawl in your hand, open the door, and toss it out. That's crazy. I need to understand how opposite of every law of human fear that goes against. Meanwhile, the smallest, the tiniest, not even worth mentioning. Little, you can barely see it. That's the one that bites you and you explode.
Yeah. And that's the weirdest thing. And I guess that's the term, something that comes in small is a big package, something like that. Or something with a big, I don't know. It makes zero sense. It makes it like something this tiny can put you on a t-shirt. But someone like a face hugger, nice. I don't understand. I don't.
I've watched it happen. I was watching this nature documentary, and this dude. It's funny because maybe it wasn't a nature. Actually, okay. To be fair, that was, I don't know. It was probably, I don't know if racist is the right word, but it was probably bigoted of me to be watching this Australian guy talking and see spiders and assume it was a nature documentary. He may have just been living his life, but like. There was a huge spider. It was in his face too. And the cameraman was following him, and it caught right up to him because he turned and it was right there, right? And it was over there. Right? And then he went and then moved out of the way. They kept walking. And I was like, oh, okay,
Okay.
I didn't know he was the bravest man that ever lived. And then this is like maybe like 10 minutes later in the doc, he's talking. I don't even remember what he was talking about, but he's talking. And then he goes, ah! They zoom in, he moves out of the way. The tiny, barely worth mentioning, smallest spider is smeared on the wall, and the camera goes back to him, and he's like,
Oh Lord.
I was like, this doesn't make any sense at all. This is completely unfair. Oh, this is sad. Even from what I've seen, like this kangaroo situation. Why didn't you warn anybody? Why didn't you tell anybody? Every single kangaroo has been to jail. Every single one of them. Why are y'all acting? Y'all exported the idea of kangaroos like they were just this fun little animal that loved to hop back on its tail and box a little. That was bad on your part. You should take some responsibility for that. I'm not gonna lie. That can't be our fault that we all thought that they all smiled. Like that's every picture of a kangaroo ever. The mom smiling, little one popping out of the pouch like. Meanwhile, you come to Australia and the kangaroos are over here.
They hood. Oi.
Every kangaroo looks at you like you just said something you shouldn't have said about its mother. That's insane. You didn't tell anybody that they had claws. This is because y'all love to play these pranks on people who come visit. You love to talk about like drop bears and all this stuff like that. Y'all, forget the drop bear. You already did it with the kangaroo. Americans are gonna come over here like, oh, there's one. Give me a high five, throw out. Nobody told us how strong these things were. The first time I even saw a kangaroo that was like real, that was like like the kangaroo, the way that y'all would see a kangaroo and keep driving. That one of those kangaroos, the first time I ever saw one was the one thing that you let slip. The one video you let slip to the rest of the world. The one. Where that guy, his dog was with the kangaroo.
I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that.
You didn't tell us that kangaroos love drowning dogs. That sounds like an attribute you'd want to get out there. Imagine if America just sent out an animal into the world, like an American cow, right? An American cow. This is a prime American cow right here, and we'll just let people come see it. And just never told them details that would be very important to know if you were going to meet a cow. Imagine if we were like, oh yeah, cow, yeah, you can go pet them if you want. Oh, by the way, they do stand up, so.
Oh, they do flex. Wait, what?
Just be mindful of that, when you walk up to them and everything. No, this kangaroo's over here. Kangaroos love to drown dogs. As a friend, let me help you with something. I understand that you are used to these wild and dangerous animals. But some aspects of what they like to do are deeply troubling.
Very much so. Very much so.
And so for you to not communicate first that the kangaroo, which we only know through y'all, loves to drown dogs. Do better. All right?
Do better. Oh, man.
Imagine if I had a friend who I was introducing you to, right? This is Stefan. Stefan's my buddy. I think you two will get on great. And then, years later, I'm like, oh, by the way, Stefan loved to drown dogs.
And they were looking at you crazy, like, wait, why you didn't tell me this?
I think it would change how you feel about Stefan. But anyway, this kangaroo got the dog.
It's like, okay. Different concept, but same narrative in the weirdest way. One of my acquaintance's wife told him, this is like years ago, that she had a crush on me. I didn't know this for years until he told me. And I'm like, you tell me this now? Why you didn't tell me like at the time when she told you? He literally asked me, does that make any difference? Like, to be honest, no. But it still, it's the concept of at least let me know. Like, okay, so I'm like, okay, well, because she didn't really give him a reason. She just said that to him, and she meant it. I'm like, okay, that's weird, but again, I didn't need to know. But at the same time, it would have been nice if I knew at the time.
And it's like, oof, what a great day. I'm about to do what I do best. And then this guy walks up, and I didn't know, okay, because of how the video played out, I don't actually know or understand how big this man is.
Okay.
I'm about to do what I do best. And then this guy walks up, and I didn't know, okay, because of how the video played out, I don't actually know or understand how big this man is. Because he walks up to the kangaroo, and the kangaroo is like, that's odd. Usually people see me do this and they run away. And he walks up, must be his dog, or maybe he just doesn't want to see murder that day. And admittedly, the first video that I saw was on silent, so I don't know if he yelled anything or not, but he definitely had the posture and the shoulders of somebody who might have been yelling, which I didn't know that kangaroos understood English, but yelling, and then kangaroo sort of bows up a little bit, and then you saw it, he punched that kangaroo in the face. Punched the kangaroo in the face, and the kangaroo went.
Well,
This has never happened to me before.
so now the game is on.
And I'm just saying, like, as a species that boxes, he should have covered. You know what I mean? Like, he should have seen it coming.
Yeah. Hey, cover, go.
From memory, it was just a straight left. He should have been able to dodge that. Oh, got all these animals. I got one. This is the other issue that y'all have. I don't know if you can do anything about this, but this is just me noticing, okay? Slight critique. A lot of the animals that you have here that are adorable and love to murder for fun are covered in fur that makes them that much more adorable. So you'll see like a wombat, and you'll think, friend? Hey, buddy. Hey, how are you? And then also, no one told you. Look at a koala. Once again, y'all just like let stuff slide. That should be the first thing you hear about this animal. You see a koala and you're like, wow, this is the white people panda. This is truly incredible. Mm-hmm. Look at this adorable animal. Look at it sleeping. Loves bamboo, I think. I don't know. went to outdoor. I don't know what you would even call it because it wasn't like a national park or anything. But we went to this place that had koalas just chilling in the trees, and you could walk by and take a little picture of the koala and keep walking and everything. And I saw this koala turned and looked at me, and I was like, oh. It was like melted my heart. Genuinely, I was like, oh.
Hey, it's the reason why. With American Dad, with Reggie, the agent as a koala, cute as a button. Cause they are cute, they are adorable.
It's like meeting a dry penguin. It was like
a dry penguin.
It's like, oh, what's happening? Oh, this is, I've seen it in books, and now it's here. And then as soon as it turned to me, it was like,
Oh, poor John. Oh, poor John. Oh.
Why? It's the people of Australia, with all of your tourism efforts, and with all of the digital footprint of koalas, did you not warn anyone that animal is a person living under a spell cast by a witch? It's the only way to describe what I heard. But it's just normal. I'll tell you one thing. I used to live in Chicago, and I'll tell you about this night that I had. It's not the whole night. It's more just as a one instance where I used to do these open mics all over Chicago. I would go anywhere that there was an open mic. And I would do these, like, what they would call, like, mixed open mics as well, where it was, like, music, comedy, magic. You could do anything. And then I would go to the comedy open mics, and then every once in a while, if it was a storytelling open mic or maybe poetry, I'd ask, like, I would tell them, I would warn them that I was going to do comedy. I wouldn't just act like the whole thing was a poem. And then they would let me up, usually. Every once in a while, be places like, no, we only do this thing, whatever. It's fine. But I remember going to this part of Chicago I had never been to before. And I was still new to the city, so I didn't know my way around or anything. And so I do the open mic. An open mic could last anywhere from an hour to like 4, depending on how many people wanted to go up and how many people were willing to stay and watch the people that were going up. And so I was over here in a part of Chicago I had never been in before, trying to find the train again, because I used my phone on Google Maps to find where the open mic was. But because I walked so long and then took a bus and then walked some more, I had no idea where the train was going to be to get me home. And it was already 1 a.m. And so I was beside myself because I was like, okay, I got to get up at 5. What have I done to myself? And so I'm looking for the train. I'm walking around and put it into Google Maps, and I'm confused because it's like, it says like this stop has maintenance. So I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta go to the next one. And I'm walking. And as I'm walking, I see this guy that is across the street from me in this abandoned lot. And he's standing in front of a dog. And he's going, "What do you want? What do you want though? Like what is it?" And I've just never seen someone yelling at a dog from a place of divorce. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it wasn't like, what do you want? Like when a baby's crying or something, you're at your wits' end. It was like, what do you? I'm done. What do you want? Like what will make you happy? And anyway, he's like, what do you want? What do you want? And then the dog, this is happening so fast. The dog just zooms towards him and bites his crotch. Right? Ooh. I guess that's what it wanted.
Maybe.
And every man in here knows, every man that hopefully will never be in this situation knows, though, that there's no way to effectively defend once bitten. That's it. But it bit him, and so now he's like, he grabs the dog's collar, and they're both just like wiggling around, right?
Dude.
It's a lot of this. And he's screaming, and maybe you're wondering if or when I helped, and I didn't.
Hey man, I can't believe
I didn't help because look, the dog. Hopefully, that dog only got beef with him.
Hey.
But one thing we know about this dog is it bites crotches. Right now, I'm a street away. The only way I could be safer is if I was at home. Like, why would I get involved? But it was crazy to watch because he's over, right? And then, right as this dude turns like this, right? Mm-hmm. There's a car that drives up, jumps the curb a bit, and hits him from behind. Okay? Doesn't hit him that hard. It was already slowing down, but it hits him to where his legs go up. And the dog lets go. The dog runs off. And then a guy gets out of the car and looks exactly like the guy that got bit. Like, he gets out of the car, and I'm like,
how the hell?
It's him. It's him not bit. It felt like a moment from a movie about time travel. Where maybe this is what went wrong in that man's life. Maybe he got bit, and then he was never able to make it work with the love of his life. Because she was like, I love you, but you bit. Like,
yeah, you got bit in the crotch.
We gotta be friends. So then he went back in time, got a car that decent. It was like, I don't know, looked like Kia Sorrento or something like that. But then drives up and it's like, oh wait, I focused so much on the time travel that I didn't plan for this moment, what I would do, and I'm late too, because I was supposed to catch myself before I got bit, but now I'm being bit. Maybe the only thing to do, maybe the only thing that will break that dog's grip is if I hit myself with that car. And so he hit himself from behind with the car, and then the dog let go, mission accomplished, I guess. Clearly what actually happened is that guy had a twin. That has to be it. But even then, even a twin, why would they hit you with the car? Maybe they're not close. I don't know. The entire reason I told you this, the whole reason I told you everything I told you is because in that moment, being across the street, seeing this thing happen, which took like 0.5 seconds. Like, I swear I saw him, what do you want? Boom, right? Like, it all happened together. Maybe his brother was already coming to pick him up, and the dog, maybe he didn't know the dog. Maybe the dog, maybe his brother was always going to hit him with the car. I have no idea. The whole reason I'm telling you this is that being a spectator on the other side of the street from that thing must be what it's like to be an Australian watching America.
In a weird way. And a lot of people forget that, I will say this. I always repeat randomly with some of these videos. Yeah, the world is watching. And people will act like it's not. I'm like, which is fine, but still act like you have home training. The world, hey, it's the point that a lot of people don't. just now, like literally, the whole thing with ICE um and the lady getting shot in general. I don't care, like if you support ICE or not. It doesn't change the fact that that shouldn't have never happened. But again, like I said, the world's watching, and people. It's the reason why a lot of people literally said that people who from other countries, like they, sometimes it looks more safe where they are now than it is them wanting to come here.
Because just like me, it's not like y'all are coming over to help or anything. And also, just like me, you're like more confused than you clearly are concerned. For you, it's like a show. You're going home. This is entertaining. I'm the guy in the middle. Like, what do you want? Ah, boom. That's your show. That's my life. That's what life is like. I don't know if you've been keeping up. Why would you? Why would you if you didn't have to? If you didn't have to. I know that you keep up because y'all know about the world and stuff. Y'all have like genuine interest in other countries and people and everything. But I just wow. If we knew you were watching. No, because I came here. I watched some of your news thinking, all right, look, nobody's perfect. Let's get some dirt on Australia. I watched plenty, and wow, this is. What are you doing over here? You know what I mean? Like some of the things that make it into the news, I'm like, this is an email. This is. Like every country has its problems, don't get me wrong. Like every country has its problems, its tragedies and everything. I'm not saying nothing happens or that there aren't issues. I'm just saying that most of what is put out there to stay in the know. You gotta understand, it's almost like speaking a different language because I will read the news here and it'll be like, Kath doesn't like shopping. She hates going to the grocery. She's already planned all her 2026 meals.
I beg your finest pardon.
Meanwhile, in the U.S., our local news, not a national story, local news will be man set on fire by man on fire.
Yeah, very accurate. Like, huh?
With hug. This is crazy. Yeah, it's very bad. In case you're not aware, our president,
If you have to start with it, okay, that's pretty bad.
he is definitely now, as one could infer, without any doubt, with complete certainty, in at least every other page of the Epstein files. Like it's so bad. This is very bad. I know it's hard for you to relate because over here if someone was like in something that doesn't even rise to the level of the Epstein files, right? Like y'all kick people out for like missing a comma in a memo. Like it's, like this is unbecoming. Meanwhile, in the U.S., okay, so the Epstein files, in case you're not aware, there was a dude named Jeffrey Epstein who was. No, some people don't know. Some people.
Yes, you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know.
Especially here, some people don't know. Some people like I know that as a country, y'all keep up with the goings on of other countries and everything. But I'm telling some individual people here will not know. They'll be the Cath doesn't know. There's no way that Cath knows about the Epstein files. I refuse to believe that we live in a world where Cath is up on all current events in the U.S. but just hates grocery shopping so much. She need all her time to plan all of her meals for 2026, a year that just started, a year that's barely unfolded. Okay, in case you're not aware, Jeffrey Epstein is a horrible person, criminal, the devil, basically the devil, and was leading, or at least the biggest part of this trafficking ring, this cabal of deviants that moved with sort of impunity. He had an island, a lot of bad, horrific things went down there, and he was also, without doubt, Jeffrey Epstein was also, without a doubt, one could not just infer, but pretty much say with real conviction that he was Donald Trump's best friend, like his best friend ever, like BFF. BFF forever and ever is very bad. It's bad. And so they've been fighting. And when I say they, I mean like the House Oversight Committee, I mean Democrats, I mean generally people in the public of the U.S. have been fighting to get the Epstein files released. In fact, ironically enough, Donald Trump ran on being someone who would release the Epstein files. Now, he did not say those things specifically. The people around him were talking about how he was going to be the most transparent president of all time, and he would release things like the Epstein files because there was a big push to get people energized around something that could be controlled, like a sort of narrative, and then that could get people out and voting, and then maybe they would just do away with it whenever the time called for it. But what they didn't account for is that people actually care if there are billionaires running around all over the world doing like a trafficking ring. And so, I know, who knew? And so even though...
them using that as a campaign marketing thing, and people believe in it in general, which is because to be honest, they've been saying that since before the man got off themselves. Doesn't matter. And the point that at the end of the day, that list does need to be out per se. It does need to be on the record.
Part of his platform was being the type of person that would release everything as soon as he's in office, and they're actually talking about releasing it. Everybody's like, that's basically his diary. Like, we can't just... And so Trump fights it for months. I mean, the House is like kind of closed over it for a while. They're actually reps that they won't swear in because they don't want to have the votes. I'm saying this, the Republicans don't want the actual votes to be had for the release of the files. Finally, that happens, though. Finally, they vote on a Transparency Act that would release the Epstein files, and it gets passed off from the House to the Senate, and then the president has to sign. So it gets passed to the Senate. The Senate actually, crazy enough, signed it so fast, I don't even know if it touched the desk. Like, it just sort of floated in the room like a cartoon piece of paper, and then it landed on Trump's desk, and Trump gotta sign it. He has to sign it. because if he doesn't sign it, it sort of stops with him, and it makes him look super guilty. And he already looks very guilty. He already looks really guilty. Because, okay, I'll back up for a second. Remember what I said about like you eating McDonald's in the U.S. and it not being food. It's like not food. You know what I mean? And then you eat it, and then you're like, oh, I feel terrible. I feel like somebody fought me in me. Like it's crazy. And then you have to go to the bathroom, and then your whole body is like, we're never doing this again. But then you do, because it's addictive. And I know that like McDonald's here is not the same as McDonald's in the U.S. I know that because admittedly I've had some, and it doesn't do that to you. Like you actually, I bit the food like it was gonna do it. I was like, but then I heard, and I know it's a rumor. I know it's a rumor. There's nothing that confirms it. But I got nervous because I ate McDonald's here. And I heard about Scott Morrison, right? And I was like, oh no, maybe it's not different. Maybe, because that's exactly what happens in the U.S. But anyway, Trump was over here trying to stop the Epstein files from, coming out through word of mouth, through hitting up people in private conversations and everything. And then it finally lands on his desk. He's got to sign it. He's done a very bad job of looking like he has nothing to do with it, mainly because he's basically been screaming over and over, I don't have anything to do with it, like, that's not... It makes you seem very guilty. So he signs it. So then the Department of Justice, which if you visit the U.S. and you are talking about the Department of Justice, you are allowed to go, Department of Justice? Like, you can, because we aren't even sure. So then the Department of Justice had 30 days to release the Epstein files, which is crazy. Like, this is crazy. This thing that we thought would never see the light of day is supposed to come out by law, by the law that the president signed in 30 days. And so then they waited until the last day. And they said they released it early, but like by like 10 minutes of the deadline at midnight. But they release it, and the head of the Department of Justice comes out and is like, there's actually so many files that we can't even release them all today, which is against the law, because the law was for all of them. But we can't even release them today. We're going to release some today, and some tomorrow, and then some in like the spring. They really tried to release the Epstein files like a season of Stranger Things. It was insane. And then, never mind the fact that as they're trying to redact all this stuff, which is what was happening, the holdup was that they were trying to redact anything with Trump's name in it, or maybe people in the party that would look bad for them. They're still in office and everything, so they're doing all this redacting. So when they finally release the files, a lot of it is redacted to the degree which is just ridiculous. It'll be like a picture on a page, and the whole page is black, but the whole thing was transparency. You have to tell us what's in there, and you have what's in there. But then they did a...
And here's the thing, when they did that, and like, they're like, oh, why is it... Yeah, y'all released it, but not really, because all the information is blacked out. Like, what are you doing?
Bad job of redacting. They did such a bad job redacting that some of the stuff with Trump's name on it got through. And then they tried to redact it the next day, but that's not how redacting works. We know now. You showed us. In fact, they did such a bad job redacting, because this is what happened as well. There were so many files that they actually begged people to work overtime for like a month and a half leading up to what was supposed to be the release, so that way they could redact enough and make sure they were all squared away, so when they released it, they released everything. But that didn't happen because there weren't enough hours in each day leading up to the release. I need to be clear about something. There were not enough hours for the entire team of people that they had redacting. Do you know how bad things must be if there are not enough hours in a month for a team of people to blacken out enough things to exonerate the president? Anyway.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
They finally released it, and they did such a bad job of redacting that some of the files were redacted in like Word. And so they basically copy and paste to a Word document, highlighted it in black, and then put it back for the... So if you were to copy and paste some of the Epstein files into Word and unhighlight it, you could read what the Department of Justice was trying to redact. Which is so wholly embarrassing as a country.
It is. Like, what are you doing?
And it's all because Trump has done such a bad job of trying to cover up that he's not in the Epstein files. Scott Morrison did a better job. Imagine if Scott Morrison was over here. I was never at McDonald's. You'd be like, oh, it definitely happened then. That's... Why is he screaming? Yes, it happened. It's so embarrassing because it's to redact stuff we know. That was his best friend. It would be like trying to redact any relationship between peanut butter and jelly. I know y'all. I know y'all don't roll with peanut butter and jelly like that. I know that. I know y'all are like, that's not food. But like, it... But to us it is. I mean, you know what I'm scared of? I'm actually terrified for you if y'all started eating peanut butter and jelly, because it would be real peanuts. It'd be jelly from like a fruit.
It'd probably be bomb as hell.
And I don't know if any one man is ready for all that power.
Not yet. Not yet.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this is bad. It's about as bad as getting bit in the crotch and then hit by a car. And a whole country of people just watching it. Because I will say that there are people, I know there's like murmurings and there's attempts and there's the schools of thought here that would like to bring more of what America does. I'm just telling you what I've heard and what I've seen, and I'm just saying, as someone who lives there, don't. I am begging you, don't do it, all right? Because look, I understand every country is going to have its problems, and every place is going to have things that feel like they can be solved by taking a piece of what another place is doing. But in those moments, you really got to look at the bigger picture. What is life like for people here? What is life like for people in the U.S., you know? Once again, you take it for granted. You eat food. You eat food, and there's a general belief system that seems to, from the people that I've talked to of differing opinions, both Aussies in the U.S. and Australian citizens here, there is this general attitude, general mindset of the things that a government, a country, owes its people. And those things are, I think they're a big part of why this is a great place to live. And I think that tossing them to the side for a little bit more of what America has, which is, I will say, a game. America has a game. You can play this game, and you can walk away with nothing, or you can walk away with millions. Spoiler alert, you won't walk away with millions. But the belief that you might walk away with millions allows you to give up things consistently. Give up your privacy, give up your data, give up your rights, give up the things that are owed to you by your country, by your government, as a taxpayer, as a citizen. And that's something I would never want to see happen here. There are beautiful things in the U.S. I'm not just trashing the U.S. all over the world. I'm just being very honest about it.
Which is fine.
But I just see people who have a genuine belief in what seems like an understanding what it takes to take care of their neighbor. And when you take care of your neighbor, then eventually you are taking care of your country. You know? I understand there are things that I can't understand about living here. I'm not acting like I know the ins and outs of liberal versus labor or anything. I just know that when it comes to equality of life, value for money, and being valued by your country as a citizen, there are a lot of things that you are doing right. I understand that you strive for more, and you should. You should keep fighting for the best possible world to live in, the best country to live in, nonstop, all the time. It doesn't mean that you can just pat yourself on the back and quit. It just means that what you're doing is working, whether you know it or not. Traveling opens your eyes to how people are living in different parts of the world. And I'm telling you, as someone who has started traveling and doesn't want to stop, I'm seeing all the ins and outs of places, and yes, what they may be lacking, but what they're really doing right. And I'm telling you, when I meet people, when I talk to people, for all of its problems, and for all the things that I hope get better about living here, with living here, you're doing a lot right. A whole lot. And you can tell that you're doing a whole lot right because Kath is in the news.
Yeah.
Melvin, y'all been amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for coming out.
I really like this one. I really do. It's one of those things, it puts in perspective, like I said, one, the world's watching. Two, a lot of stuff that's here probably best could be done better. But at the same time, we cut a lot of corners. And this is okay. It's one of those things I will always say this. It's okay to take something and learn from it, or take something and, okay, they did this and it worked. Or they did this but thing is implement something that probably will. It's like what's good for the goose, what's good for the goose, what's good for the gander. Sometimes not always good. Sometimes it's not always sometimes it's not always bad. It's a matter of perspective and a matter of let's just say trying it out first, see if it works. It doesn't, okay, let's do something else that will actually help us in general. But anyway, I digress. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one as much as I did. And I know it was a long one, and I apologize. So if you like any of this content, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Josh Johnson. I will leave the written link to this video down below so watch it uninterrupted. Until next time, please take care of yourself. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm. Deuces.
And little questions is everything they know about you.